you guys see it. This policy, by all accounts, is just not working. And so what I try to say to Republicans, and what I try to say to the American people, is let's find ways to get out of this huge mistake with our interests preserved and Iraq having a chance for the future. And you can only level because, you know, the other side has been pushing the politics of fear. You know, they push it on the immigration issue. They say that, you know, her generation and my generation, that, you know, we're here and we want to take other people's jobs. And that's not the America that I want us to be. My point with the Iraq issue is you try to explain your position rationally. And this is what I try to say. Look, our involvement in Iraq has cost us really protecting the national security of this country without focusing on the real threats. Iraq, there were no terrorists there when we invaded. It was you know, it was, I don't know, the invasion was justified for very weak reasons. There were no weapons of mass destruction. And so what we have today is I think, a national movement. The American people want us out. I mean, we are losing 110 kids a month. And then the 25,000 that are coming back wounded, you know, have PTSD. We have our veterans facilities that are understaffed, that are, you know, make these kids wait in line, not just these kids, but our veterans. I mean, what kind of nation is that? I just believe that we focus on the real threats. And I said international terrorism, nuclear proliferation, but we do it by changing our attitude towards the world. Reach out to the world. Stand up for something. Stand for human rights. You know, get rid of those barnacles like we mentioned with Guantanamo and find ways to say to the world, hey, we want to lead, but we want to lead with you. And let's fight common goals. Greenhouse gas emissions, poverty, AIDS, refugees, genocide. It's not just about oil. That's, I know I've given you a long speech, but you try to justify what's good for America. And, you know, if you look at polls, I don't know who's going to these Romney events, but a majority of Republicans now oppose the war. Nationally, you know, maybe it's I think you should go see all candidates. You know, I know, probably overdoing it. I see, by the way, you know who has the most signs of any candidate? Ron Paul. Who is this guy? All right, the two tough ones, gun control and immigration. Did I miss any other one? What was the other one, Dan?
You had a question on contractors in Iraq?
Yeah, contractors, you know what? Here's a statistic. How many American troops do we have in Iraq? We have 130,000. 130,000. And I'm saying they all, by within 6 months, no residual forces. They need to come out. That's my position. You know what I found out? I found out, you know how many contractors there are? Military, contractor people? 160,000. All right, 160,000. Now, I said, all right, how many of those are American? And, you know, the Pentagon, news media, thank God for the news media that is more successful as digging than I am, is saying maybe 15,000 or 21,000 are American. I would bring them back too, all right? You're not, this is what I like to say, and this is my big argument with Biden. I said, you know, we've had 160,000 of our troops, and things are not working well, even though they've done a great job. And you're saying that by keeping 25 or 50,000 residual forces, that is going to protect our people and our embassy. I said, that makes no sense. If 160,000 couldn't do it, what can 25,000 do? And they say, oh, you know, there's going to be a civil war. There's going to be sectarian conflict. There is a civil war. So